Does the reality of life often turn youthful bragging and lack of wisdom into humility? Does God sometimes bring wonderful surprise blessings after many years of trial and testing? Let's look at Genesis 43. Why did Joseph's brothers eventually need to return to Egypt? Now the famine was severe in the land, and it came to pass, when they'd eaten up the grain which they had brought from Egypt, that their father said to them, "Go back, buy us a little food." But Judah spoke to him, saying, "The man solemnly warned us, saying, 'You shall not see my face unless your brother's with you. If you send your brother with us, we'll go down and buy you food. But if you'll not send him, we'll not go down. For the man said to us, You shall not see my face unless your brother's with you.' And Israel said, 'Why did you deal so wrongfully with me as to tell the man whether you had still another brother?' And they said, 'The man asked us pointedly about ourselves and our family, saying, Is your father still alive? Have you another brother?' And we told him according to these words. Could we possibly have known that he would say, 'Bring your brother down'?" Why was Judah somewhat perturbed with his father? Judah said to his father, "Send the boy with me, and we'll be on our way. Otherwise we'll all die of starvation, and not only we, but you and our little ones. I personally guarantee his safety. You may hold me responsible if I don't bring him back to you. Then let me bear the blame forever. If we hadn't wasted all this time, we could have gone and returned twice by now." Did their father Israel finally relent? What extra effort did he require? Their father Israel said to them, "If it must be so, then do this. Take from the choice fruits of the land in your bags, and carry down a present for the man, a little balm, a little honey, spices and myrrh, nuts and almonds, and take double money in your hand, and take back the money that was returned in the mouth of your sacks. Perhaps it was an oversight. Take your brother also, get up and return to the man. May God Almighty give you mercy before the man, that he may release to you your other brother and Benjamin. I'm bereaved of my children. I'm bereaved." How did Joseph receive them? Did he plan a grand luncheon? So the men took this gift. They took twice as much silver with them, together with Benjamin. They left, traveled down to Egypt, and received an audience with Joseph. When Joseph saw Benjamin with them, he said to the manager of his household, "Bring the men to the house and slaughter an animal, and prepare it, because the men will have dinner with me at noon." The man did as Joseph told him, and brought the men to Joseph's house. Why were they worried? What did they tell a servant? What did the servant say? But on the way they got worried and started thinking, "We're being taken there because of the money that was put back in our sacks last time. He'll arrest us, make us his slaves, and take our donkeys." So when they arrived at Joseph's house, they said to the servant in charge, "Sir, we came to Egypt once before to buy grain, but when we stopped for the night, we each found in our grain sacks the exact amount we'd paid. We've brought that money back, together with enough money to buy more grain. We don't know who put the money in our sacks." "It's all right," the servant said. "Don't worry. The God you and your father worshipped must have put the money there, because I received your payment in full." Then he brought Simeon out to them. The servant took them into Joseph's house and gave them water to wash their feet. He also tended their donkeys. The brothers got their gifts ready to give to Joseph at noon, since they had heard they were going to eat there. Did Joseph greet them? Did he have a few questions? When Joseph came home, they brought into the house to him the present that they had with them, and bowed to him to the ground. And he inquired about their welfare and said, "Is your father well, the old man of whom you spoke? Is he still alive?" They said, "Your servant our father's well. He is still alive." And they bowed their heads and prostrated themselves. And he lifted up his eyes and saw his brother Benjamin, his mother's son, and said, Is this your youngest brother, of whom you spoke to me? God be gracious to you, my son. Was Joseph almost overcome with emotion? Did segregation and bigotry exist even in those days? Joseph hurried out because he was overcome with emotion for his brother, and he was about to weep. He went into an inner room to weep. Then he washed his face and came out. Regaining his composure, he said, Serve the meal. They served him by himself, his brothers by themselves, and the Egyptians who were eating with them by themselves, because Egyptians could not eat with Hebrews, since that's abhorrent to them. They were seated before him in order by age, from the firstborn to the youngest. The men looked at each other in astonishment. Portions were served to them from Joseph's table, and Benjamin's portion was 5 times larger than any of theirs. They drank, and they got intoxicated with Joseph. Does the reality of life often turn youthful bragging and lack of wisdom into humility? Does God sometimes bring wonderful surprise blessings after many years of trial and testing? You decide.